let's move across to the Narrow Sea to talk a little bit about Stannis Baratheon, who is really the guy who this season made a big play for the throne.
Well, he was looking pretty good for a while there last week, I have to be honest. It really looked like Stannis was going to go ahead and go and take over the Iron Throne and rape all the women in King's Landing. And it looked like it was just going to be a good old time for Stannis and the guys. But between the wildfire and the other army that showed up out of nowhere, it was a sort of a miraculous turnaround. But I got to give Stannis credit. He was leading his army. They were dropping rocks on people next to him left and right. It was a miracle he even survived that. I was surprised to even see him alive this week. So I guess he's doing something right.
Yeah, and he didn't even really get captured last week, did he? He seemed to be back in his sort of planning room.
I think it was his own army that pulled him away.
To get him back.
He's still around, and he still has Sexy Red Lady who's predicting good things for him in the future. So I think he'll still be a strong player to come. But perhaps didn't do what I expected him to.
I was going to say, no, it really seems like a mistake not to bring the Red Witch to the battle. That seemed like a mistake. His buddy sort of talked him out of that a few weeks ago and said, well, nobody will respect you if you take the Iron Throne with witchcraft. Or it's like, if you bring your girlfriend to go watch the game with the guys, everybody's going to think you're kind of whipped. So I think that's kind of what happened there. But it seemed like a mistake in hindsight, especially after she has a smoke guy that could have killed Joffrey while they sat in the boat.
Now, I was a bit confused by this smoke monster because I'd been led to believe that smoke monsters could not kill people, that they had to pretend to be other people and convince other people to kill other people. I didn't know they were allowed to do this.
That's a good point. But what you're forgetting is that smoke monsters can kill people unless their name is written in chalk, maybe on the wall. But everybody else is fair game.
So Renly Baratheon should have become friends with Jacob from Lost. And things may have turned out better.
What I liked about this was that it took one episode for something interesting to happen.
Yeah.
As opposed to us having to wait 3-4 seasons for the black smoke to be explained.
This takes us to Renly Baratheon, Stannis' younger brother, the king in the High Garden, because he had a good army, had this relationship with the Tyrells, which could provide him with money, a likeable leader. What went wrong for Renly?
Well, a few things for Renly. He had a don't ask, don't tell policy where he was not able to rise to the occasion in his dealings with his wife, only if her brother was around.
Yeah.
But she was open to the whole thing. So I guess it was that I guess was going in the right direction. But the problem really is he got killed by a smoke monster, and you did not see that coming. That was really really no defense for that.
Yeah, can we blame him for not seeing this coming, or did he get complacent?
He did get a little complacent with keeping his secret about his orientation, because it did seem like everybody knew about it. Lord Baelish knew about it, so everybody sort of... It was not really that best kept of a secret.
You should ask Tyrion how he hides his girl. He did a good job of doing it to him.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. I was a big fan of Renly. I thought he was playing the game well. I thought him marrying Marjorie to team up with the Tyrells, he was a good leader, and... I think, it is hard to make plans to defend yourself against an unforeseeable smoke monster. Even when he had sort of the best fighter, the tall lady, I forget her name, in the room with him. She's possibly the best fighter on the show, the best defense to have, and even she was no use against the smoke monster.
Would the Renly move maybe have been to pull a Saddam Hussein and have a body double? So the smoke monster couldn't tell which the real Renly was.
Yeah, a body double for Renly would have been advantageous for a number of different reasons. One, the smoke monster could have killed him, and then two, just another hot guy to have around. Or eye candy for Renly.
Who wouldn't want to do it with themselves?
Yeah, especially these kings on Game of Thrones that are probably fairly self-obsessed narcissists.
Well, that's where it goes back to Cersei and Jaime. Oh my God, they're twin brother and sister, and they're doing it. It's the closest that they both can get to having sex with themselves.
But we've got and like it was very interesting, like Joffrey being like their child. Like at the beginning of the season, sort of Stannis sends out a letter informing everyone of this, and doesn't seem to cause the huge like ruckus that that you would have thought that I think Ned Stark thought that revelation might have on the Seven Kingdoms. Like it seems to just provide a few quips for Tyrion as opposed to sort of like people going, oh, now we've got to get rid of this Joffrey.
Yeah, maybe if everybody was on Twitter on Game of Thrones, maybe there would have been a lot of retweeting of that. Maybe that because you have to, if you want to tell other people something, you have to find another Raven and then tell it to go somewhere else. So word of mouth doesn't spread that quickly.
Yeah.